Hey, welcome back. Hey, it's Percival Whitmore here. I'm just here to tell you about the first page, right? Introductory. Welcome to the first page. So, with this first page, I want you to understand that this is all about pursuing dreams and pursuing your goals. We're not actually trying to write a book, right? This is just an analogy. I utilize this to help people to understand things in a brighter and bigger picture, right? So, still, get your pen, paper out. Let's start on the first page. So, on the first page, I want you to understand or even write out what's my vision. What is the big picture? Something that my mentor, Rollin Lillard, the second, he always told me was that, hey, Percy, do you understand or see the big picture? To me, that has been something that I've always questioned, something that I've always had to dive deep within myself and understand my core values and what my morale or what my mission is. What do I want out of life? Which takes time. It's not something you understand or learn within a day. But when it comes to what is the big picture, how you can be able to understand that is in 3 simple steps. How you can understand what is the big picture, you must first be able to control what you see. Social media has a huge hold on our young people and individuals alike. It's not even just young people. It's young, it's the middle age, and it's the old, and then it's the old, right? So it has a hold on everybody in all their respective places. Now the thing is that if you are allowing something to control what you see, then you will soon adapt and mold to what you're watching. You understand and see that many times when people watch videos that they start to act like the videos. Don't take shy to it. You're gonna understand that sooner than later I'm gonna start embodying what I'm visualizing, right? So what are you currently looking at that you are trying to embody? Now understand this is consciously and subconsciously. You could be intentionally watching a video and you only watch that for 2 seconds, and the subconscious, you watch something that's a whole bunch of nonsense, dance and all this other stuff, and you retain that and you remember that for the rest of your life. So that's what we want to be able to understand. So like I said, there's 3 points to understanding the big picture. What do you see? What's the vision? I must control what I'm watching. The second thing is being able to control or understand who is guiding the pen. If you understand who's guiding or controlling the pen, this pen is you. This pen is your skill set, your unique giftedness. If you allow somebody else to control what you're guiding and what you're writing, you won't be able to move far. You won't be able to move long. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times this is where a lot of people find frustration in their career, because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being controlled by an individual, of a manager, a leader, and you're tired of them being able to control what your day looks like. Sometimes we want to get up and do nothing. Sometimes we want to get up and do something. But let's not forget, and this is where I pause, let's not forget, it doesn't matter whether you're working a 9 to 5 or you're working for yourself. Just remember that when you get up, you have to get up and do something. You have to get up and do something. So how do you see the big picture? You control what you see. You take hold of what you're watching. The second point is you take control of who's navigating you, who's guiding you. Ask those questions. Who's surrounding you? And the third point is, which I end off with, is the fact that when you're writing, you need to understand that there is always another chapter. Now, people go through life making mistakes. That's just how life goes. A great man once said that mistakes are proof that you are trying. Failures are proof that you are trying. If you do not make a mistake, that means you are not trying. Understand this, that what you are pursuing and what you're trying to do is going to take some time. Understand that there is a vision, that there is a bigger picture, and that you need to be able to be intentional with all 3 of these things, because it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of people nowadays feel like they can just write in the pages, Some people haven't even started writing in their pages, started pursuing their goals, starting doing all these other things. And a lot of times we allow other people, other impressions to take control, and you let social media write in your book. You let what your family says, you let them write in your book. Sometimes we even give them a whole page dedicated to them, and we don't even know it. And we yet say that this book, that my life is dedicated to me, but in the book, if I was ever to read it, I could never see anything about you. I could never see anything about you. So yet again, let's segue into the next chapter, where now we're going to talk about who is filling the pages. Welcome to the next chapter. You know, we talked about some key things. We talked about the big picture. Guys, there is a big picture. Matter of fact, I want you to say that. Speak that over yourself right now. I want you to say, I have a bigger picture. Now, real quick, we're going into the next part, which is the next page. Now, one thing that I have currently actually been thinking about is why our young people are not as hungry as we think or as they used to be, you know. And when I say as you used to be, I mean to say and reflect on what I've gone through, right? It's my own personal bias, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I really don't care about, you know, there might be some edits in here or anything like that, but I really want to have a raw conversation with you guys. So you might hear a stutter, you might hear you might hear something else, but I just want to talk to you guys raw, because this is raw and uncut. Some raw and uncut audio, I guess I could say. Some raw and uncut audio. But let me go ahead and get right to it. So the next page is really about hunger. You have to be able, after you see the big picture, you now must be able to do what you're talking about. In this generation now, we have a lot of individuals who love to talk about what they do. We love to talk about it. We love to post it. We love to make the next best video of our sweet words. If there was money, and there is, of people who can share and talk so wonderful, and I can even say they talk so sexy, you know, they talk so good, you know, it talk like a donut or something. And it's the fact that the words can be sweet, but the actions can be as ripe and bitter and the total opposite of what you're saying. How does that happen, Percy? How does that even take place? How is it that I've had good intentions of writing a great story to impact lives, but instead I wrote a story about something negative? It was supposed to be about me, my career. It was supposed to be about me. I got out of college. I was in high school and I was writing and I wrote and I spoke these things. And now that I've graduated, I have created a story that doesn't even exist. That's why I say the next page. In this new phase, in this next page, something that I tell people all the time, especially when I'm talking to groups of individuals and youth, is that when you first came in here, that was the close of one chapter. Which means that when your life before I came in the room, your life before someone interacted with you was a series of events that took place that didn't involve what you're about to do next. And what you're about to do next imparts on some things that you may be interested in, a conversation that can change somebody's life, a conversation that can just change someone's total trajectory in what they're trying to do and pursue. So I ask you, what's your next page? What is your next page? What are you trying to do where you've had this big picture? And I've given a great example of even myself going through high school, going through these things. And I know some youth can be able to, and my colleagues, my friends, my peoples, my homies can be able to relate and be like, bro, I went to school and now I don't even know what I want to do. I feel like the work I was doing, some things that I was putting on paper, never became my reality. And something that I would say, I was talking to a young man in the gym, and God basically gave me these words. I can't even take credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are so eager, and I just talked about us talking and trying to fill in the pages, and then other people trying to fill in our own pages. But the thing is that when you once have your big picture, when you now understand your vision, when you now control what you see, when you now are able to write your own story, you now face the next page, which where in this page, you must take what you say and make it go to your hands. What do you mean? What you say means nothing if it cannot pass through your hands. Let's make it make sense. I can say I'm going to give $1 million to an entire school, right? Me saying it makes people feel good. People are checking their bank accounts. They're like, oh man, this person said he about to give us $1 million. You can make adjustments based off of what you heard. But nothing can really be done until you physically receive a check for $1 million, right? So what are some things, and I'll end off with this. What are some things that you've said that you have not committed to? A lot of times, something that we all can relate to is the new year. We always say New Year's resolutions. It should be called New Year of Resolutions, New Year of things being said, not New Year of things being done. Yet again, the new year shouldn't be called New Year's resolutions. The real meaning behind that is New Year of things said, but New Year of things never done. And this is things that we don't want to happen, y'all. This is a phase where we do not need to have this happen again. So in this next page, as we close out one chapter, as we see that there is a bigger picture, let's now write with our vision in mind, with a controlled vision, with a disciplined mindset, with understanding who is around me, who impacts me, but also understanding that in this next chapter, you have to do it this time. You have to do it this time. You can't say it anymore. If you're really about it, then do it.